YouTube channel,
Go to
Bishop.
YouTube. We get ready to go. We live, okay?
We're live.
Hey.
Welcome. Hey, family.
Welcome, man. Listen,
Welcome
we
to the
got a
Bishop
lot
ML
going
Hall
on here,
show.
and I am excited about what's going on. We're going to be talking about uh, things that's plaguing our community, and things that's dealing that we must be dealing with, okay? And go holler at them, baby.
You know what?
Yeah.
I always make this disclaimer. Let me start off. Welcome to the Bishop ML Hall show. I'm Dr. Vernessia Hall.
I'm Bishop M.L. Hall.
And we're so glad that you've tuned in. Thank you for those that were on our Facebook Live. We just wanted to just chat with you a little bit and tell you some of the things that we're doing and what we're going to be talking about tonight. And so we're talking about how do we deal with police brutality in the community. Very hot topic tonight because so many things are going on all around us, and it's really affecting our community and affecting how we think, how we act, and all those type of things. And so we wanted to just dialogue with you tonight, and
Go ahead.
and we want you to. His phone is acting. It's the phone. It's the user, family. It's the user. So just wanted to come on and chat with you on some things, and we're just trying to get situated here because we just transitioned. So just bear with us. So all right.
Hey, I'm back now. Okay, I just had to transition from Facebook to our YouTube channel. Now we back. Bishop is back. So I'm gonna use Dr. Hall. I'm gonna use my name, Dr. M.L. Hall. I refer to you, Dr. B. Hall. And so we back. We want to talk about some intriguing things tonight. Okay. Thank you for coming in. Share, invite right now. Tell your family, your friends, your loved ones that Dr. Hall and Dr. M.L. Hall is on their YouTube channel, okay? Bishop M.L. Hall YouTube channel. And we're going to talk about police brutality, okay? That's what we're going to talk about, police brutality. And it's crazy. The United States is going crazy. People all over the United States, the nation is going crazy, okay? Not just Black people are upset. We have to understand this. Not just Black people are upset. You have some Asians, Hispanics, whites who are just scared of this police brutality, man. Yeah, we can't live like this. We can't live in that type of environment, okay? And so these are some of the things that we're going to talk about. And then when you talk about brutality, okay, what is brutality? That's what we need to know. What is brutality, okay? The practice of being brutal, okay? The practice of being cruel, okay? The practice of being a savage, okay, toward other people. That's what brutality is. The practice of being brutal, all right? And we have to understand our police officers. What is the responsibility of our police officers?
To protect and to
Okay,
serve.
the responsibility of the police officer, okay? Law enforcement officers are commissioned to keep citizens safe 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let me say it again. Law enforcement officers are commissioned to keep citizens safe 24 hours a day, okay, 7 days a week. All right. And that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. All right. And so we have to understand that. We have to understand that. That's their responsibility. Okay, is to keep officers straight. Okay, I mean keep the people safe.
Yeah, I hope you're looking at the screen. I mean, this is just so disheartening to see. This is someone's son, someone's father, brother, that's hurt, and they're taking advantage of it. Just look at it. And so it's just something, it's breathtaking when you look at something like this and you have someone before your very eyes.
Their life has been changed. And we want to remember what's going on in Minnesota. So impactful. I just wanted to just say that we just really quickly thank Shelley Franklin, Venus Cooper, Valerie Wright, Fannie Taylor, Wallace, and I think I got everybody right now, but we need you guys to share, and we need you to get some young people on here some young
Call in.
men
Yeah,
to
call in.
call in and give us your feedback of things that have happened to you, maybe while you were being pulled over by a police officer. Let us know what happened. If there were some things that we need to that we can share with other young people that need that help. All right. So let me give you the phone number to dial in. It's 213-528-9659. Again, that's 213-528-9659.
It's the way I have been taught. If you want to be a police officer, okay, a law enforcement officer, you should have a moral calling to protect and serve others. A moral calling to protect and serve others. I'm not mad. What I'm about police officers is not all of them, okay? Because you have some excellent, great officers who take heart
Yeah.
in what they are doing.
Right.
Okay,
They're
they take
serving.
heart, and the reason why I say that, my brother served as a law enforcement for 30, I think 32 years. My brother served. Okay, I have a degree in criminology. You know what I'm talking about? You talk about what Bishop on? I have a degree, okay, in criminology. All right. So I know what I'm talking about. All right. And so and I know other law enforcement officers, okay? And what's so great about it, these police officers who don't care about nobody, they putting all the good officers in danger, man.
Right. Right.
That's the whole issue. You're getting some good officers being attacked or being hurt or being criticized, and that is not fair. That is not fair, okay?
No,
Because
it
you have
isn't.
some good officers. If anything happened to any one of us, the first person we're gonna call is law enforcement, the police. So we can't be bashing the police and down on the police and all of this. We can't be doing that. We just talking about the bad apples,
Right.
okay? Get it straight. We talking about the bad apples,
And they need
not the good police officers. I mean, they cool. They with you. They help our community. They help out in civil work. They help organizations. They promote a lot of things that are very helpful. Okay, but the ones that are doing that kind of stuff with, they knee on a brother's neck. That's crazy.
for a long period of time. But I think a lot has just been swept under the carpet and swept under the rug so often with officers, and now it's to the point that they need to pay for the things that they're doing to those that are in the community that are wrong, and they should not get away with it just by saying, "Okay, we're going to open an investigation." Yes, they open the investigation. They take the file and they
Yes,
open up the file folder, and that is considered opening it up
and
for
they close.
investigation. And they
Ask us
close
how
it.
we know. Okay. Ask us how we know. It's peace officers all around me. Okay. Like I said, I have them in my family. My niece is a peace officer. Okay. And so it's not like we bash the police because law enforcement is all intrigued in my family.
Right.
So it ain't like I'm talking bad about them, but we have to understand that brutality is the practice of being brutal. That was brutal. Okay. And it
Extremely.
have to stop. The practice of being cruel to citizens, okay? And so those things have to stop. Law enforcement officers are commissioned to keep citizens safe 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. All right. Now, when you get into the part of police brutality, now you're talking about civil rights.
Oh,
You're
yes.
talking about civil rights,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Civil rights being violated. When you get into those tactical areas, civil rights being violated. What you mean by civil rights being violated? Civil rights is the right preventing the infringement of personal freedom by others
Mm.
and social acts. Okay, that's what civil rights is. And we all have what? Civil rights. We all have civil rights, okay? And so when you uh see these sort of things going on, beatings, when you see these shootings, that's civil right violation.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's what that is, civil right violation. And so we have to understand that, all right? Rights preventing the
Infringement.
the infringement of personal freedom by other actors. Okay. And so, Doc, what you got to say about that?
You're talking. This is something like
Oh, you
that.
allowing me to talk?
Yeah.
Okay. And so let me go there. 'Cause I want to talk about it, okay? I want to just let you know civil rights violations, okay? Civil rights is the protection of individual freedom, okay? Uh, from others, okay? Who is others? Government entities, okay? Protected our freedoms against government entities. Not only that, social organizations, okay? That's civil right violation, okay? Private individuals can really violate your civil rights. And so we have to understand that, okay? And so when you talk about civil rights violation, it falls under a lot of categories, a lot of
A
categories,
lot.
all right?
Mhm.
All right. And so undue or excessive force against civilians violation. Let me say that again, okay? Undue or excessive force against civilians violation. Can somebody hit me and say violation? That's a
Right.
violation, okay? All right. And then secondly, physical harassment, okay? Physical harassment, okay? Police officer not physical harassment, okay? That's a civil right violation, okay?
Yeah.
Are you going on?
Yes, go ahead. You know what? I'm looking at some of the chats, and we've got some really good dialogues going on down here. And I just want to mention one. They said when investigating the police motto, if you see something, say something. They should do the same when they see their counterparts doing wrong. Don't just stand by. That is a valid point. Just looking at the video of George Floyd and the officers in Minneapolis, there were other officers that were standing around. One was manning the crowd, and there was one on the other side of the vehicle, maybe two that we I don't actually see in the frame, but they're not stopping this officer while he's saying, Mr. Floyd is saying, "I can't breathe," and he's calling for his mother. They are not doing anything, and I think it's just a moral it's something moral that those officers should say,
Yeah.
you know what, that's not right. Come on, officer so and so, get off his neck. We've got to get him up. We've got to get him in the car. And now their entire lives have been changed because of that. And so it's just something to really think about. If you're in something, just not in a police officer or whatever, but when you see something is wrong, something wrong, to say something and not just let it go because maybe Mr. Floyd would be here today. If
Cell
somebody
phones,
else would have
cell
said something,
phones are
somebody
catching a
would have,
whole lot of people,
yeah,
okay, in the wrong. Cell phones catching a whole lot of people in the wrong, okay. And then when you talk about civil rights violation, verbal harassment, okay, civil right violation, okay, physical or mental injury, that was a civil right violations, okay. Property damage, that's a civil right violation. We have to understand that. Physical death, somebody say
yeah,
violation.
like,
Hey, that's what's a violation, man. That God like that. Okay. And so under the hands of brutal police officers, these things need to be out of our society. And somebody have to. But then you know what, Doc? Something else I got to say. Some you you got there's the lieutenants, the captains, the chief of police. Okay. Your prosecutors. Okay. Where are these people when these type of issues come up? Where are these people? Okay, that's supposed to be upholding the law. All right. You mean you got to bring the FBI in to see if there's been a civil right
because
violation?
they're all together. It's like a code of silence that they're not going to on one another. But yeah, it's a very very delicate situation. Listen, we're going to want to give you the call-in number to our show if you have any questions or you want to have comments at 213-528-9659. Again, that's 213-528-9659. And I'm
And
just
your comments. I love your comments. Okay. I love your comments. And so these things have to be dealt with. Okay. Civil rights ensures, let me tell you, civil rights ensure one's entitlement. Okay. In participating in civil and political life of the society and state without discrimination or repression. Okay, we have a right. You have a right. Okay, you have entitlement. Okay, to participate in civil and political life. Okay, without without being harassed. Okay, we can understand the ambiguous situations. Okay, we can understand the ambiguous situations. Okay, that occur. Understand that. All right. What you mean by ambiguous situation? That's a situation that's basically unclear. When something is unclear, okay, ambiguous. It's unclear. Okay, a lack of clarity, okay, or uncertainty, okay. In other words, can an officer make a judgment? Okay, can officer make a judgment? In other words, is it a rock or is it a stone? That's ambiguous. Is it a rock or a stone? So that's a judgment that a person have to make. But to understand somebody being choked and beat down and handcuffs, I don't understand that. I don't understand that.
All right, family,
Who
we're
you
at the
got?
part of our show that we're going to bring in someone that's going to dialogue with us and just kind of just open it up for us and ask, kind of talk about some of the questions that maybe you've had and then you want to comment. And we definitely want you to call in to the show.
Mhm.
So, without further ado, I'm so excited tonight that we have Pastor Ed Dillon that's going to come in and
Doc.
dialogue with Dr. I'm sorry, Dr. Ed Dillon is going to come in and dialogue with us about our subject, dealing with police brutality in the community. So, we're excited. Are you ready?
I am here. I'm here. How are you all this evening?
Wonderful. So glad that you're here this evening to share with us. I know we had to make some final and some last minute adjustments, if you will, but we thank you for being versatile and just sharing with us in this topic as well. So again,
Definitely my honor. Definitely my honor.
yes, thank you. All right, so we're just going to delve in. There's some questions down here, and so just feel free that you can delve in and answer some of the questions. And if you wanted to just have something to say, uh, Dr. Dillon, about police brutality and maybe some things that you've kind of gone through in other states that you've resided in.
All right. All right. First of all, again, thank you for allowing us to just be a part of this forum and time of just talking with the people and interacting with them based on the things that are going on in our society right now. Uh, it's sad when we get to the point to where the people that we at least grew up, being able to respect a uniform, expect authority, but then you turn around and you're living in a time now where you can't trust, or because of, like you said, the few bad apples in the cart, uh, makes it bad for the whole cart. And so, where kids would have an opportunity to look up to law enforcement or respect authority. So this breach by those who are in law enforcement becoming brutal and cruel in their handling of the community that they're supposed to be, first of all, protecting and serving, uh, um, makes it hard for other leaders in the community, from the mayor that appoints the chief of police,
Yes.
to those who are subculture or leaders within the communities that they're serving. It makes it hard as a pastor. It makes it hard as other leaders of business and civic organizations, uh, to help foster the level of respect that the officers ought to have, as well as that the community ought to have from the officers. So it gets down to, um, I think there's so much placed upon upholding the various laws and regulations and policies, that they forget uh, uh, that it is for those policies and procedures and regulations are for the serving of the people.
Yes.
And so, sort of like Jesus said, you turn around and talking about keeping a certain day holy and starve to death, so, or those that wanted to be so uphold a certain law. And here David and his men were about to starve, and they want to make a big to-do about eating the showbread. Well, it would be like an officer, if you don't have the mentality that you're there first and foremost to serve and protect people and not brutalize them. So it needs to be a definite change in the mindset of those that we are employing. Again, they work for us.
Yeah.
It should not be that we are afraid of them or engaging, or be afraid to engage those that are our servants. It'd be like you hiring somebody to do your yard and you scared of the people you hire, So, so it gets down to them having some basic people skills.
Let me interrupt really quickly. I'm sorry to interrupt your thought.
No problem.
A caller that's on the line. Hey, welcome to My Money Is Your Money. Who's on the line?
This is Nicolette.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I have, I just have a comment. I have a comment and I have a concern. It's just like this. These officers are examples to our society. They're like the president. He's an example to this whole society. And if he acts in one way, then everybody else acts that way. Yeah. And if these officers continue to act this way, they're examples to other officers. Yes, Bishop, I agree with you. There are some good officers, but in the bunch, it's the rotten ones are outweighing the ones that are good.
Yeah,
correct. So you really can't really say, we shouldn't be upset. We shouldn't think all officers are bad. But it's not really thinking are bad. What we're thinking is what type of example they actually setting to society. They are examples to this society.
I agree.
So if they feel like it's okay to stomp a man down in the ground, put his knee on his throat, or shoot an innocent man, just because he's jogging, or whatever the situation is, when you start having this type of brutality and it's coming from a race that feels like they're already privileged, then everybody else feel like they're just as privileged, and they're not even police officers.
Yeah,
it's just white people, period.
Right. I could just see a change in our society on how they look at us, how we're treated, and it's not just our Black men; it's happening all over.
It's happening all over. And that's because of our leadership. It's the leadership that we have.
Yes.
This whole society has made a about turn on racism. Right. Since we've had this leader in office. It's like we live in the 1940s and 50s and 60s all over again.
Yes. Right. It is just.
And they're getting away with it. Like he bluntly put his knee on his throat in front of all these people while they were filming it, and he never let up. But he just outright killed that guy in front of everybody.
Right, but did you see his facial expression? It was just no remorse.
Like he don't.
Right, nothing. With his hands in his pocket, like, I'm just going to show you. He just had a look on his face, and it was just, I don't know. It's hard.
And white people are starting to feel so privileged. They starting to feel like they can harass you. Yeah. They can shoot you. They can they're in control. They can call false allegations on you. Yes. They can treat you like crap. They can look at you like you crap. It's this whole society is we just need to pray.
Yeah, and they've got away with it for such a long time. And
4 years.
For years, yeah. For years they've been getting away with it. Pastor, did you have anything you wanted to interject? I'm sorry. Pastor Dillon?
Can we hear you?
No, yeah, I can hear you, and I'm totally in agreement with her. Again, it just start from the top. And so the example set is so crucial, and because otherwise people begin to mimic whatever it is.
They mimic behavior.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for calling in and just giving us your feedback. Did you have? I'm sorry, something else, Pastor?
No, this is an excellent topic, and I think it was just totally necessary for the time that you guys are having my money, your money.
Yes.
I think this is a really good topic for us to vent because a lot of people are angry, and
Yes.
you want to let it out in the best possible way.
Right.
So this is really great, because I think I feel a little bit better. So yeah,
I'm glad you were able to vent, and it's so necessary that sometimes we want to just get it out, and this is the purpose of our show, is that we can dialogue with you, we can get your feedback, you can express your opinion, and we could just get things off our chest. So thanks again for calling in.
no, thank you.
Yes. Man.
Yeah. I was just thinking how, again, there's such a lack of people skills, and to where officers, much like preachers, sometimes you're kind of just thrown into this den, and not recognizing all of the things that you need in order to adequately deal with the community that you're there to serve. There's some things that, like I said, they don't teach you in seminary about how to pastor and lead people, in terms of, and I'm sure the same thing with officers. So the frustration level can get to where, for those who have not obtained certain set of skills,
yes,
it pushes them to act out in ways that should be definitely unacceptable in our society. And so, again, when they don't, first of all, have just a heart of compassion, have empathy, and look at it as if, what if this was your relative? What if this was somebody that you love, where they're supposed to be there for the purpose of de-escalating situations.
yes.
Sometimes they are the very spark or the thing that's fueling it,
Yes.
And so, and then where they are getting to the point where they will use lethal force, where that's supposed to be a last resort, not the first
Right.
thing to choose to do, and so, a lot of them, it needs to go back to, again, just the mindset of the people that go from just being there. The ideal, you think, you are the Lone Ranger, and it's your job to keep everybody else in check, but without the right motive and right heart, that you're there to serve. They need some skills in conflict resolution. They need to know how to manage conflict. They need to be able to negotiate situations. Know the players in the various communities. The various forms of influence in the community. And so, if you're trying to go into a situation and you don't know those things, and you don't have the right heart and mind outlook in the first place, you're in the wrong business. You got a gun and the authority to use it, or you got the authority to use force, but you don't know how to decide or decipher when it is right to utilize that and when it is not.
Okay, I'm going to interject. We have a caller coming in. Hi, this is My Money Is Your Money.
My money is your money.
Hi, Dr. Hall. Hi, Dr. Hall. Bishop Hall and Pastor Dillon. This is Wallace. I just want to make two comments. I don't know if you guys seen the video. First, the cops said that he was resisting arrest.
Yes.
But they went to a store and they found the video that showed the whole thing.
Yes.
Not once was the guy resisting arrest. So they lied about that.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so.
I understand. I know that we're saying that we have good cops, and I understand that. But as a good cop, if you stand by and let the bad cop do what he do, and you stand there with your hands in your pocket and you don't say anything, that makes you a bad cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yes.
I agree.
I agree.
If you just go to standby and watch, I remember one time they were interviewing Michelle Obama,
Yes.
and they asked her the question, "Do you fear for your husband's life because he's the president?" And she said, "No, I fear for his life because he's a black man."
Yeah.
And that's the way a lot of black men feel. It's even me when I'm driving. When the cop get behind me, even though I know I'm clean, I get nervous.
Right.
And it's just a shame that in this time that this is still happening. And I also want to say, I want to send my prayers out to the family of the deceased, because I watched that video and it was just horrible. It was horrible.
It's heart-wrenching.
The man calling for his mother. I can't breathe. People standing by saying, at least let him breathe. And they didn't think about, taking the knee off the guy's neck. I believe they said it well for 7 or 9 minutes.
Yes, 7 to 9 minutes. That's what the report says.
Yeah.
So the way these cops cover up for each other, I mean, what can we do?
Yeah. You almost assume guilty before you even get stopped, just because of the color of your skin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I understand the frustration but we get frustrated, we riot, and we turn up where we live at, but what can we do? I know that was your question. What can we do about people? What can we do? This has been going on for so long. What can we do? How many young black men are going to have to die, before we can say or do something? What can we do? All we can do is riot and kill where we live at. But it's got to be a better solution than that.
Yeah, but I believe when they start imprisoning them and charging them for murder, then they'll think. I hope they'll think. But I'm looking on the brighter side that we're all created equal, and I pray for the day that we will all be seen as individuals, not of our color, but as individuals of, like, in our land, the land of free, and we should not just have hate because my skin is dark and yours is white.
And yes, ma'am, this Dr. Hall, I understand that. But again, my question is, this has been going on for years.
Yeah.
We always say that, that we should be equal, no matter what the color of our skin is. But this has been going on for years. And how many incidents have we had in the last month? We just had the guy, and I don't know where the guy was jogging, and the 2 guys that were cop pulled over and ended up killing him.
Yeah.
What can we do? What can we do? No, we don't have an answer for that.
Yeah, and so
we don't have an answer.
Right, and we have good police officers who's going to be in the way. Okay, and when you have a civil unrest, okay, it's impossible for local law enforcement, even state law enforcement, to hold people back. You got millions of people. How many law enforcement do you have for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are some of the things that, real talk on the street, they're going to be targeting police officers. Okay. And
right.
So, hey, what you going to do about that? If gang members start targeting police officers, okay, and things like this, that's going to be bad for everybody, And we hope that type of thing don't happen. Okay.
Right.
But you have nuts out there. Okay. And they don't care.
Yeah. It's as if it is like the police now have a soldier's mentality, where they they're looking at the community that they're supposed to be serving as an enemy that they're seeking to destroy. So it's definitely important that we try to come to some type of resolve and some solution that addresses it, because you don't want it to continue to push a people to the point to where, like you said, they're responding in the wrong way, and then it does cause for someone to come in and try to de-escalate the situation. But like I said, people are not going to continue to take that just continually.
Yeah.
Over and over again. The videos have become, like I said, I was listening to another pastor earlier today, Dr. Rudolph McKenzie. He was saying out of Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, and he was saying, you know, we're responding to what we have seen from video, and that's not even a percentage of what is really going on out there. And then we as pastors sometimes, you know, we hear the stories, or we're having to go and deal in courtrooms or hospital rooms with families of young men or grown men, for this case, who have been just misused, abused, sometimes in front of their children, as if they, you know, okay, we keep the grown ones in line, then the children will follow suit. You know, sort of it's almost as if a slave master type mentality is yet being imposed upon a group of people, you know, and not for you not to question me, you know, and my activities or my actions, even when violating you, you know.
If a police officer stop you or stop somebody, what's the first thing that individual should be doing if a police officer stop you?
I know if it was me, Bishop, the first thing I know I would do, I wouldn't even move. I would have my hands on the wheel. I wouldn't take my hands off the wheel, and I wouldn't move at all. You know, and just listen to his commands. But I'm going to make one more comment, and then I'm going to hang up. The sad part about all of this is, if it wasn't for this video, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Thank God that somebody had enough sense to pull their cell phone out and videotape this. Because if it wasn't for that video, we would not be having this discussion.
Yeah. And that's the point exactly. There are a lot of instances where there has not been any video.
Yeah.
And that's how the police department, those bad cops, have got away with what they've gotten away with because we didn't have a video. But thank God we're in an era where we have technology that we'll be able that we're able to see some of the things that we know were wrong.
Truth comes to light. Yes.
And I like what Kimberly Watson is saying down here on the comments, that they are trained, shaking her head, to kill, not to disarm. Okay, they are trained to kill you, not to disarm you. Okay,
particularly of color.
And these are the people you're supposed to be protecting. I shouldn't be afraid of nobody who's supposed to be protecting me. Hello, somebody. If
right.
Your husband, you shouldn't be afraid of your husband who's supposed to be protecting you, or wife afraid of her husband afraid of a wife, or you got, you know, you living with your grandkids afraid of you, or your kids afraid of you, or people afraid of you that's supposed to be protecting you. Now, these are the people that's supposed to be protecting us that we're afraid of. Why should you have to be in your car nervous just because the police officer done stop you? You shouldn't have to be like that. Okay, police officer stop me. I just sit there and say, he come to the window. I say, how you doing, sir? Good morning, sir. You don't disrespect them. You honor them, okay? Because God put them in place for a specific reason, okay? He put them in place. And they don't bear the weapon and the badge, in vain, okay? Because you need officers. Because if you did not have that type of force, everything would be haywire, okay? So you just can't discount the police officers, okay? We just have to cage the bad ones, all right? I think we have another call on the line.
Hey, welcome to My Money is Your Money.
My money is your money.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, this is Gwen Hall calling.
Hi, Gwen Hall. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Good, good. Thanks for calling in.
That's who?
Gwen Hall.
Gwen Hall. Hey.
Hey.
Put your hands up. We got an officer on the phone. Put your hands up. Hey, sister-in-law.
Hi, how you guys doing today?
We're doing well. We're doing well.
You know what? I was calling to comment on what Bishop said about when you get stopped. The first thing you should do is put your hands on your steering wheel, because you never know the mind frame that cop is that's gonna stop you.
Yes.
And it brings me back to a situation where Reno and my son and myself was driving back from up north. The police got behind us.
Who is Reno? Explain to us who is Reno. A lot of people don't know who Reno is.
Okay. Reno is my husband. My
He's a
husband, my
police
son, and
officer.
myself, we were driving back from up north, and the police got behind us. Well, he immediately rolled the windows all down, and I was cold. I grabbed the coat and wrapped myself up in a coat, and you couldn't see my hands or anything. So when we finally stopped, my husband immediately put his hands on top of the steering wheel, and my son raised his hands up in the air, and here I am wrapped up in a coat.
Yes.
And I guess we were fortunately that it was one of the good cops that stopped us, because by me being wrapped up in that coat, he could have put out his gun because he didn't know what was up under that coat.
Right.
But instead, he asked my son, "Why your hands up? Why are you nervous? Why you got your hands up? Put your hands down." You know.
That's a rarity.
But I'm thinking about it. If it had been a bad cop, that's just because of me and my actions, not thinking, that could have been a bad situation.
Yeah.
Right.
So and I know you are supposed to put your hands in sight so they can see, but at the spur of the moment, I wasn't thinking about that. So I said that to say, we all need to be really diligent in our thinking.
Yeah.
And not just act. Do what we know we're supposed to do, and not what we want to do. Because in my case, I wanted to get warm.
Yeah.
Not thinking.
Right. Good.
So I just wanted to comment on that.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Yes.
And your husband is a peace officer also, so that's real
Right.
crazy.
So he knew to roll the windows down so they could see all in the car.
Yeah.
Don't give them, don't have them to wonder what's going on in the front or in the back seat. So he rolled all 4 windows down so you could see everything you want to see.
So do you think we should be living like that? If they're on our payroll, we're paying them.
Right. No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't have to live like that. We shouldn't.
So are those procedures now that, you suggest that as soon as you're pulled over by an officer that you immediately roll the windows down? I mean, I'm different. I haven't experienced it. So we might have someone that's on. So
I'm sorry.
What would you suggest that a young person would do if they're pulled over by an officer?
Yeah, roll your windows down so they could clearly see in the car.
Okay.
So it don't leave them to guessing.
Okay, putting your hands on the steering wheel.
What you got? Yes, and put your hands in plain sight so that they can see.
Okay.
Exactly what's going on with you.
So what if you have other individuals in the car? What would you tell them to do as well?
Put their hands in plain sight too. I mean, they may not have to raise them up in the air like the police say, stick them up or something. But put your hands on the back of the front seat or something so that they can see.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good information. Thank you, Gwen, for calling in. Before we go back to Pastor Dillon, I just want to read some of the comments. We've got some really good feedback. I mean, we want you to keep chiming in so we can keep everybody abreast.
Shelly Franklin comment.
She says, you can do everything the cops tell you, and they will still do what they want. It's prejudice at its best, and 45 has allowed it to come to the forefront. A few bad apples truly spoil the whole bunch.
That's Shelly.
Yeah.
True.
That's saying a whole lot.
That's true.
Well said, Shelly.
Yeah, well said. And we ain't going back. We here to stay. We're not going back. I was with one of my friends not long ago, and he shared with me Charles Barker. Okay, talking with this guy. Can you share that with me, Dr. Dillon?
Yes, he was sharing with a guy from the alt-right. I guess he was the founder of the alt-right. And this guy had just such his outlook was that we want to make America actually is our country, meaning him as a white man, that is actually a Euro white Anglo country, and that everybody else is here is illegal, and not wanting to address what the other journalists were saying, that hey, you know, you didn't like you came over and found some land that was vacant. You actually, you know, stripped the land from the people, or the people off the land, and then you turn around and indentured other people from other parts of the world to work for you. So, but the fact that he was just talking about that, you know, there's this whole group of people who have basically hijacked the Republican Party that's perpetrating, again, this ideal of white supremacy. And it's also embraced by 45.
Yeah.
So like you said, so it makes it a very, very tough pill to deal with for us at large in a society. Like I said, when it starts from the head, or the head is, you know, turning around making comments like, you know, the neo-Nazis are good people, and then you want to downplay the ideal of the same people either bombing or shooting, you know, going and shooting up churches, or just killing at will, as they will.
Yeah.
Because they are afraid. And real sense have, and to some degree, this is just a small sect, but like you said, that apple is ruining it for all the other what would be good apples, and you know, it really does need to be addressed. You know.
All right, another chat. Kimberly Watson says, police can't handle the verbal abuse they give.
No, they can't.
They want to talk to us any kind of way, but they don't want us to react or say something back to them.
Right. Or they're really challenged when someone else knows their rights.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And the fact that you can't just question me, or no, you can't take my, you know, you can't take my phone, you can't take my personal items, you know, you can't, you don't just have the right to just violate my personal space just because you want to without cause, you know. Yeah, this is this is not a healthy situation right now.
This is crazy.
Look, we have some comments that's coming in. Fanny Taylor says 45 told the police to treat them that way. Ooh, that's deep. Our leader.
Yeah.
Treat them that way.
Yeah, there's definitely still a divide.
Oh, definitely.
Them and, you know.
Them and us, yeah.
You people.
And then, you know, there's a lot of people that's out there, they not commenting, they not chatting with us, but they own, okay? Family members have been dealt a bad deal by the police.
Yeah.
Okay, law enforcement, because they lie, cheat, and steal too. Yes. Okay. And then some of them like, hey, I got to get my numbers up tonight. Okay, I got to get my arrest tonight. And then your courts are telling the officers, hey, we need more arrests so that we can keep the court going. Everything is keeping everything going. Money. Okay. Yeah. And then the police officer go to the jail, and then the jail making money. Then from the jailhouse to the courthouse, they making money. And then from the courthouse to prison, they making money. So this is just a system of people just making money. And some of our children have just got caught up in the system that's just not right, and they wasn't doing nothing.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Your son just sitting there, and police is gonna come and abuse him, or misuse him, or verbally abuse him. And then when he talk back, you see what I'm saying? Now
you got to be made an example of now that you challenge me, you know?
Yeah. And they put on it existing arrest. What? Existing arrest? I didn't even know I was arrested. How can you exist?
What am arrested for, right? Because I questioned you.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, listen, you know, it mess around, be an uproar around this camp.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so, man, listen.
And let's see what some other comments.
Let me get to some of these other comments. Y'all stay with us. Stay with us now. Stay with us. Okay. And like I'm looking at Kimberly Watson, she said police can't handle the verbal abuse they give. You know, they want to give verbal abuse, but they can't handle the verbal abuse. That's crazy. Okay. You shouldn't give something that you can't take. All right. And so, man, listen, what do you say about this police brutality in our community? Okay. In the community. Good grace. Can you go anywhere? What about now? You know, some things have changed, and you know, I'm going to a bank in Manhattan Beach with a total white community with a mask on. Now I'm scared I might have to take my mask off. You know, you might get drawn down on by the police, or somebody can just come lie on you. The police come and throw you to the ground. So we don't know what's going on. So you have to be conscious about those things, okay? And man, listen, what can you do about this? You have parents who are scared, and then you have some parents whose children have suffered a great loss at the hand of lying police officers. And y'all can hit me. Some of you parents hit me with that and tell me if I'm telling the truth. Okay? Police officers just messing with your kids and just intimidating your kids, and you know, and these things goes on. We ain't talking about the good officers. No, we ain't talking about the good officers. Okay, we ain't talking about my niece and my brother. We ain't talking about the good officers. We talking about the bad apples. Okay, but if the courts, okay, if the judicial system would come down on these bad apples hard, a lot of the stuff you wouldn't see. A lot of the stuff you would stop. Murder one. That went on in Minneapolis. Murder one charges. That's it. Okay? Something like that. We ain't going with no attempted murder. Murder one. Let the courts handle it. Because
and don't drag it out for years and years. To hope people forget.
That would be murder one. If they wouldn't even took your job or told you you went to the post office, you fired from the post office. No, you be in jail in handcuffs. Right. That's straight out barbaric. That's how you pronounce it. Murder. You know, that's straight out murder. I would be arrested on site. Am I right, Dr. Dillon?
Yeah, that's correct. That's so correct. So correct.
You know,
and it should be in their instance as well. I know they were terminated like the next day or something like that. Okay, that's one step, but it shouldn't take them months to indict them. It should not. They need to be arrested and taken from their families, how they have taken this young man from his family for no reason at all.
Right. And it was not a shootout.
No.
It was, you know, and I said nothing physical, particularly like Brother Wallace was sharing. You have video footage of them taking him out of the car. He's just walking very calmly, sitting down next to the wall, and then all of a sudden they go from there all the way across the street.
Right.
What's with them taking him across a street?
Right.
And then, I mean, and I've shared this with you. I mean, all of us, even us that say we want to die, you know, if you start cutting off somebody's air supply that even says they want to die, their natural body is going to fight you. It's going to try to live. Your body's going to try to live. And so, you know, to put your knee on somebody's neck or to just continually beat somebody in pain, and then you try to say stop resisting, or I mean your body's gonna naturally flinch if it's receiving affliction. Yes. You know, it's a natural response. And so you know, it's like growing up, your parents whooping you, talking about shut up. You hurting me. How am I going to shut up? So, you know, it does mean that we need to just bring these people to a place of accountability.
Yeah.
You know, and they need to be accountable for their actions, and it does mean those that serve alongside that are the good cops. Hey, they need to speak up. I know there's this so-called secret fraternity to where, like you said, within law enforcement or within armed services. But I think there's two different sets of rules for what goes on in an army and what goes on and what's supposed to be a law enforcement or there to really protect and to serve. You know, they've got too many folk in serving capacities that have a soldier mentality.
Yeah.
And that has to change. That has to change because we are not the enemy. You know, we are not the enemy.
You're right. Let's look at some more comments. Venus Cooper says they should stop hiring cops that are afraid of the people they are paid to protect and serve.
Amen.
Let's see who else.
Or you don't want to get to know them. You can't be afraid of the people or even to get to know the people. I'll say more like 80% of your job is to find out who it is. Because if people know you, it's a whole different story than people who don't know you.
Yeah,
you know,
like that. I like what Bridget's saying. Bridget Jordan.
The majority leader, the leaders in the Senate are appointing corrupt Supreme Court judges as we speak. Yeah, this topic, it goes in so many different angles and so many different ways, but it all boils down to money. Everybody's just greasing everybody's palms and hiding from one another.
What Bishop Hall talking about? Is there a difference between pastor brutality and police brutality? Jail. The pastor would go to jail. The police would get a promotion. That's what happened. You know, I'll be locked all the way down. A pastor will be locked all the way down. Okay? And so
they get promoted up.
They real talk, man. You know, and see, this stuff won't become real to you until it happened to you. Now, when it happened to your child and it happened to you, and then you're gonna have to be in and out of courts trying to defend your child because you know your child didn't do everything that they said. He probably or she probably done something, but he ain't done everything that they put in those reports. I don't believe that.
Right.
They so many things to chump up charges. You do something small, and the next thing you know, you have 17 counts.
Yeah.
And you're wondering, like,
the bad thing is that they're not even getting a chance to have an account charged against them. You're killing them before the whole process can be implemented.
Yeah.
You know,
it's not even giving it, you know, when I look at the video, it's just heart-wrenching to look at him and how he begged for his life. And they had a crowd of people telling them to get off his neck, but they continued to that officer continued to press his knee on his.
Yeah.
You hate to say, but I hope that haunts him, you know, and he has to think he has kids.
He has to have a conscience first. So that's the sad thing. You have, like I said, you have people who are trying to supposedly serving. They're not serving. They're only serving their own interests, you know, whatever that is. No compassion, you know, no empathy. They're ill-equipped to be trying to do the job that they're doing. You know, if first and foremost they are to be there protecting and serving.
Yes.
We have one person, Nicolette David, that said, like my son Michael Cooper, 8 years of his life, and I'm sure all the charges that were brought against him, I'm sure some of them were false. And so he had to endure that 8 years of his life. That's 8 years gone that he could have been with his family, his children. And so we just thank God now he's in a positive place, doing well, and that, he's able to just gain his life back. That's the most important
But
thing.
hell's fire. Hell's fire. 8 years is 8 years.
Long time.
Behind
Long time.
behind in jail behind a bar. You know what I mean? At some bars. That could have been a mental lapse on him, or hurt him mentally, and 8 years, and you sitting there knowing you did nothing. Man, listen, okay. And so that can alter your whole personality of who you are. Okay. If you really think about it, I don't know. I don't know if I can stay in no jail.
But thank God he had a
24
strong
hours.
base
Yeah.
that kind of sheltered him and gave him another opportunity, the love and then so forth that he needed to get back on his feet. So we're just grateful for that. Then we have a comment from Shelley Franklin. The cop had a purpose, and his sole purpose was to take his life.
Yeah.
I mean, who gives him the right to take a life?
Yeah.
That's just your job. Who gave you
Yeah,
the right?
see where some people just get off on that, that to have a level of power that's entrusted to you, and abuse it like that,
And to me, those type of people don't deserve to be in that field. When
No, they don't.
they feel that they can take, my life or your life in their hands and just take it and do whatever they want. They're in the wrong position.
Yeah.
They need to find something else. And sometimes they just don't know how to handle control. It's like, I'm this and that when I'm out here on the street because I've got my badge and I've got my gun and I can control everything. One day somebody's going to control you, and I hope that day is soon. Nicolette Davis said, the victim said it wasn't Michael, the victim, but because they didn't have someone else to arrest. If he didn't want to be charged with the full sentence, he was forced to accept a plea deal.
That's crazy.
Wow.
See how they put you in a pickle just to get you.
Yeah, we don't have who we want or who we think did it, but we'll take you.
You don't have good counsel to counsel you because you don't have money. Okay. Public defenders are there to make plea deals, not to get you out of jail or get you out of the case. They are there to make plea deals. That's their first thing. Make a plea deal. Okay.
Get you some time.
Have money to get you counsel, which most of us don't. We just have to go up and take the plea deal because they say the courts will say, okay, you're looking at 15 years, or you take this plea deal and we give you 6. What? I didn't even do it, but you're gonna take the plea deal for 6 instead of going for the 15. That's what really happens, okay? And so that's what they're there for, okay? I mean, I'm talking about public defenders. But hey, what do you think, before we leave this show, everybody hit me that's listening to me, that's chatting, what do you think should be done to those 4 police officers? Hit me before we go off, okay?
What kind of charge?
What kind of charge? If they're charged, should they just lose their job, or should they be charged with whatever charges? Somebody hit me and say, or should they get their job back because they was doing their job? Somebody hit me and let me know what should happen to those police officers. Come on, y'all.
So look, Kim Watson says they are taking Black lives with death or life in prison. That's good. Yes. Yeah, they're taking lives with death.
We have a caller. We have a caller. We have a caller.
Hey, my money is your money.
My money is your money. This Dr. Hall.
Hello.
Hello. How are you? Who am I speaking to?
I'm great. How are you all?
Hi.
Hi.
Is this Chocolate?
This is Chocolate.
How are you, Chocolate?
How are you? Talk up so we can hear you. What's going on? My money is your money, and you wasted my money by not talking. Talk to me.
Your money is my money, then give me some of your money. So I wanted to comment on Pastor Dillon, his comment. So I agree that they have groups. They group together and they protect each other. Speaking of law enforcement. But a lot of times, a great percentage of the time, when race is in the play, that goes out the window. Even though they may be like, you know, they may be officers on the same team, but if race is involved, that goes out the window. And I want to give an example. So I was out with a friend, and we were driving on the west side, and a car got behind us. Now, in law enforcement, when you're an officer, your license plate has to be registered. So if a car gets behind you, when they run your license plate, they automatically can tell that you are who you are. So they pulled us over, and instead of addressing what he said he was pulling over for tinted windows, the first question that came out of his mouth was, "Are you on parole or probation?" But when you ran the license plate, you could tell who the person was.
Yeah.
You knew that the person was an officer. And the person complied and just was like, "No, I'm not on parole or probation. I am an officer." He asked to see their badge, and it was like, "Okay, have a great day." So, and that officer happened to be of the other persuasion.
Of course.
So they do group together and they do protect each other, but a lot of times when it comes to race, that goes out the window, you know, especially for our Black men and or women, because it's with women also. I just want to say that comment.
Oh, well, thank you. That's some good information. Well, you know what? We're coming to the end of our show, and we'd like to thank all of you for dialoguing with us tonight. This has been a wonderful topic that I think it was very much needed, and we needed to just, you know, talk to each other about it.
No, we needed to vent. That's what we needed to do. All right. A lot of you feel much better. You're going to sleep better tonight because you was able to vent. Okay. Get it off your chest. That's a lot of smoke going on around here. Okay. So since we was able to vent, we just thank God now we can go and pray and forgive and do all the other stuff. But I feel better because I was able to vent tonight. Okay. Because I was mad. What they, you know, getting on somebody's neck like that. What about if it was your son? Huh? Was you able to vent?
Yes, I was. I mean, I'm still angry, still angry. But we want to thank Pastor Dillon for sharing with us tonight, for being a part of the Bishop M.L. Hall show. I'm sorry, My Money is Your Money on the Bishop M.L. Hall channel. Amen.
Amen.
All right, so we're going to close out. We ask that you would stay connected with us on our social media platforms. And remember, every Sunday morning at 10 a.m., we are right here on this channel on the Bishop M.L. Hall channel, YouTube, and also on Tuesday evenings, we have our prayer, so you get the information for that. And on Wednesdays, again, right here at 7:30, we're here again on the Bishop M.L. Hall show. And tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m., right here again on the Bishop M.L. Hall channel, Split Three Ways. We'll be back right here. So you make sure that you tune in. I'm Dr. Vernessia Hall.
Hold on, before we get off, I got a comment. Brother Mike Williams saying they are riding right now. Be careful. Where?
Yeah, they're in the downtown area, and I think they stopped the 101 freeway. So yes, we want to be safe out there, family. If you can, let's just stay in, look at the news, and be safe. All right, we're going to try this one more time. I'm Dr. Vernessia Hall.
I'm Bishop M.L. Hall, and we thank all you all for chatting with us, man. Get back with us. We love you, okay? I'm going to get each and every one of you some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We talk to you later. My money is your money.